Jing here is a famous actress, and this guy over here knew this when the two of them first started dating. Nevertheless, half a year into their relationship, he then had the audacity to tell her to quit her job if she ever wants to meet his parents. You Are My Glory is a 32-episode contemporary romance Chinese drama released in 2021. Spoiler warning for the show going forwards. The self-respect of this woman not to quit her career in order to stay in a relationship with someone else. A career which she's worked hard at to build and maintain over many years. Plus, this guy over here knew exactly what Jing's job was before they started dating. Like, she literally couldn't have hidden it from him if she tried. What with photos of her face plastered everywhere you go. I also love how there was no sort of hesitation or overthinking on her part, like, oh, should I or should I not quit my successful acting career that I love in order to please my boyfriend and his parents? Jing was like, no, this is unacceptable. I deserve better than this. Just like total admiration and respect to her. We need more female characters like this on screen. Especially when you consider the fact that in straight relationships, the woman is usually the one expected to sacrifice her career in order to stay at home and look after the house and kids. However, while it's definitely more common for a man to ask a woman to give up her career for the sake of their relationship, this isn't always the case. For example, if we were to switch gears and have a look at our male lead and his ex. Our male lead character, Yutu, starts the C-drama as an aerospace engineer. And this has been his dream career ever since his school days, which is also where he happened to meet this young lady over here. The two of them first started dating in uni, but eventually broke up later down the line. Interestingly, when the pair of them broke up, her two main complaints about Yutu's career choice were that it's 1, too time-consuming, and 2, it's a low-paying job. Now, of course, it's perfectly acceptable to prefer to have a life partner who isn't away from home most of the time. I admit that's super important to me too. Companionship is, after all, one of the main reasons why people seek out life partners in the first place. It's also perfectly acceptable to prefer to have a life partner who is able to financially support the type of family and or lifestyle that you wish to have. The problem in this particular situation is simply that this lady here knew exactly what her crush Yutu's career goals were before they started dating. She herself explains how she fantasized that he might go on to love her enough to give up on his dream career. But did she never consider fantasizing a future where she might go on to love him enough to support his career instead? And this is where the two main characters of this C-drama come together to demonstrate what supporting your partner and their career really looks like. Unfortunately, our two leads, Jing and Yutu, actually had somewhat of a rocky start. Jing first confessed to Yutu when they went to the same school together. At the time, the teenage Yutu assumed that just because Jing's grades weren't as good as his, that she wouldn't be the type of person who would be capable of supporting his demanding career aspirations. And this is where our number one star student went wrong, because Yutu confused EQ with IQ. He should have gotten off his high horse. Instead, however, Yutu went on to date a similarly high-achieving student who confessed to him. Because, you know, if you always get full marks on your calculus test, then how could you possibly be the type of person to ever ask your partner to quit their dream career? However, I have to give Yutu some slack, because no one ever has their life 100% figured out, no matter their age. I, for one, sure don't. What's more important is that Yutu as a character learns from this experience of judging someone based on their academic achievements. And to figure out how he learns this life lesson, let's first have a look at the title of this C-drama, You Are My Glory. When you first read this title, did any of you think that this was a piece of dialogue that might be said by one of the characters in the show? Then yes, you'd be absolutely right, except you might just miss it if you haven't been paying attention during your Chinese language lessons. You Are My Glory is a direct English translation of the original Chinese title 你是我的荣耀, where the word 荣耀 can be translated into either glory or honor. For any of you smartphone nerds in the audience, you might have recognized the popular Chinese smartphone brand Honor, for which its Chinese brand name is indeed 荣耀. This was coincidentally a photo I found of the lead actor Yang advertising for one of Honor's new phones launched just recently. But back to the topic at hand, when it comes to the title of this drama, You Are My Glory is definitely a more fitting translation of the original Chinese title than You Are My Honor. Saying that, however, the word glory wasn't necessarily the most suitable English subtitle translation when the Chinese word 荣耀 appeared in the drama itself. To demonstrate this, let's get back to the story. After Yutu rejects Jing in school, the two go their separate ways. Our two main characters then reunite as working adults in their 30s, at which time Yutu is experiencing a crisis of whether or not he should quit his dream career after all in order to pursue a more lucrative job for the sake of his family. During such a difficult decision to be made at a crossroad in his life, it's Jing who's there to support him no matter which path he chooses to take. And later down the line, when Yutu's job as an aerospace engineer requires him to be away from home for long stretches of time, Jing is there for him unfailingly each and every time. All of this culminates in Yutu expressing his regret over what had happened between them when the two of them were younger. You Are My Glory showcases a mature romance between two characters in their 30s who are and will always be there to hold each other up and be each other's glory. Despite the heavy topic of potentially quitting your career for the sake of your partner or family, You Are My Glory is in fact a super fluffy and wholesome romance with minimal actual drama involved. The two main characters have a healthy relationship throughout the show involving lots of open communication. We 100% need more romances like this on screen. As a matter of fact, if you've ever found yourself watching a romance series where you wish that the couple didn't wait until the very last second of the final episode to actually get together, in fact, you would quite readily watch an entire show of the two of them just being ridiculously happy, dating and or married, then this is it. This is the show for you. On the flip side, however, if you find that you generally prefer for your romances to involve just a little bit more friction or angst, fair warning that you may find the show kind of boring, and that's okay. If you would in fact prefer to watch a romance with higher stakes, then please feel free to check out my previous video on what it's like to romance the villain. Thanks for watching this video, and remember to always do something to take care of yourself every day.